Mhm. What's going on, people? Let's do a quick hitter today, man. Kind of get some. Make sure my setting is right here. Boom. Sure we get things going here. Make sure we're ready to go, so we can kind of start chopping it up before we. Just want to do a quick pregame before tonight. Before we get ready for tonight, man. Tonight is a big night. When you get in here, let me know that you're here. Uh, just say that you're here so I can give you guys a shout out, and let's kind of get straight to it, man. Let's kind of, um, yeah, have some good interaction, good, good talking points, and get ready to go, man. It's gonna be a big night tonight, huge night. City's gonna be in a frenzy, man. So I can't wait to see uh, exactly. But usually, we try to do our pregame, so I want to try to keep that as a regular thing. Um, do our pregame before the game. I think it's important to do, man. To kind of, I want to hear from you guys, hear from the people, see exactly how you guys feel about, everything that's going on, everything that's transpiring, uh, all the good things, all the positive things. Um, that I think is happening, man. I think it's going to be really cool tonight. So, um, yeah, we can get right into it. All right, so we can spit a lot of stuff, a lot of things that's been circulating. Man, it's been going crazy. A lot of people are saying a lot of different stuff, and RJ and Tibbs and IQ and Brunson shooting too much. Just kind of want to talk about it, man. Want to chop it up with you guys. See exactly how everyone's feeling, right? It's a big game. Um, so yeah, want to get out to the people, man. So when you come through here, let me know that you're here so I can give you guys a shout out. Rondo, what's going on? What up, LV? Let's go, RJ and Grimes. Got to step up. We home now. Very agreed, man. It's funny, man, because I really truly think that guys are going to play better at home. Period. Um, those guys aren't fully ascended yet to where they're kind of like considered star players or superstar players. So they're still their game is still growing, but not just their game, but their mindsets, right? Their maturity. Um, so they're not there to where they can handle the pressure like a Brunson, like a Randle now, right? He played well these last couple of games. So those guys are seasoned pros, seasoned vets. They kind of know they're not really rattled like that. Whereas a lot of those younger guys are. And it's funny because if you notice and you kind of Donovan Mitchell did that for the Cavs. That's how he became a facilitator because he realized that these guys were worked up. They were kind of having issues with um, just the gravity of the playoffs, right? And I think that that's kind of like what got him saying, all right, let me get these guys settled down. Let me give them some confidence, especially someone like Garland, because I'm gonna need these guys. So these guys got to get confident in their shot making and all those other things because that's going to really help them build their confidence throughout the long haul, right? Because at the end of the day, it's the playoffs, but it still is basketball, right? It's just another game. It's just the game's a lot more intense. Like I said before, my other live, right? It's like an 8 point lead feels like a 20 point lead. It's just different. It just really is. So I think that those guys getting acclimated, feeling comfortable being around their home crowd, hearing cheers as opposed to boos, is going to really help those young guys. Even though RJ's been here 4 years, he still is a young guy. He's only 22. So he still deals with a lot of those pressures and a lot of those feelings that Grimes and IQ are feeling because they're all young guys. Where they 22, 23, 21. They're around that same age. So they're dealing with a lot of those jitters, right? Um, and I think that that's what's happening. You know, there was a couple of times, not just the first game, but the second game. Like when I seen IQ coming in, he didn't look like IQ, man. I was like, what's wrong with this guy? He looks rattled, right? He looks unsure of himself. And there was one time he shot a jumper, and it was so off. I was like, yo, man, IQ, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, IQ was definitely shook, man. Like you could see it. And so it's different, man. It's different now. Certain players, it's not. I'm like a lot of the veteran guys. It's not a perfect example. Like Josh Hart, right? He's never been to playoffs, but he's a veteran guy, right? Gonna say he's about the same age as Randall, maybe a year younger. I think he's 27, right? Brunson is 26. Randall's 28, right? So those guys are seasoned pros, man. So they're not really fake. That's why Josh Hart played the way he did in game one. And even though he still had the ankle issue, he still didn't look like shook, as you said, right? It's true. In game two either. He just came out and played. I just think those guys are seasoned vets, man. They know like it's not really, you know what I mean? So they're mature, they're more mature players than RJ, um, Grimes, and IQ. And it's funny because those three guys are the ones we really need the production from. And it's funny because Obi's coming in. Obi's played better than those guys. But I think with Obi, I think he understands like I have to play well. Like I don't have a leash like these guys have. If IQ's playing well, he has a leash. If Grimes plays well, he has a leash. Same thing with RJ. But with Obi, that's not the case. So he knows like if I don't play well, man, I'm not playing at all. As they want to give Randall, in between 35 to 40 minutes. So Obi knows, man, I got to get my minutes. I got to play, man, because if not, I'm going to be on the bench. And Tibbs needs to make adjustments. Obi needs minutes too, right? Agreed. I mean, I think he needs to make adjustments, but honestly, man, I don't think it's like any big adjustments though. I just don't. I don't because all right, look at the game, right? Let's look at the whole constructs of the game, right? What happened last game? They were doing well in the first quarter. Everything came apart in the second quarter. The Cavs started making shots. We started turning the ball over, and we weren't making shots. So I don't think it was the fact of like they played so much better. They just had a really, really good quarter. They had a really good second quarter, and that's what blew the doors off because they beat us 34-17. They beat us by 17, and basically they were up by 20. That's the ball game. So now the whole game we're chasing. Because if you look at other quarters, the other quarters were even. Monica King of Boxing, what's going on, man? How you doing, man? I watched the Air movie yesterday of Michael Jordan. Peace, God. Peace. Yo, I heard it was great. I gotta check it out. Her, Matt Damon, and those boys did their thing. Yeah, I definitely gotta check it out. Definitely gotta check it out. Man, remember, man, Sonny Vaccaro, man, he was behind everything. He was behind the whole AAU circuit. That's part of Sonny Vaccaro. He played that because all the sneakers companies were part of that AAU. So he's a major, major figure. He's old now. If you see him, he's old. He's real old. He's like ancient. But back, he was the beginning. And that's what kind of started all these sneaker deals with the schools. Schools being known as like Nike schools and Adidas schools and Under Armour schools. Like that was all because of him. So he started all this stuff. Guys getting money under the table. I mean, that was always happening, but really for like sneaker deals. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was the start of all that, man. So he was a true pioneer, right? So I gotta go check that out. But I heard it was good, man. I heard it was good. Oh, I appreciate you, man. Oh, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. We definitely gonna do that boxing talk, man. What's up with Spence, man? What's up with Crawford? These guys are playing, man. Big fight though this weekend. Big fight. Tank and Ryan. Big fight. I don't know what's going to happen. I think Tank gonna put him to sleep, but I don't know, man. Ryan's got skills, man. He might shock the world. Yeah, Tank is no joke, man. Javante Tank Davis. Keith Turner, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming by. Man. Sorry, I got off topic, man. Me and my man Monica King Boxing, man. Talking about boxing. But back to what you said, Rondo. I don't think, I just think that was the ball game. The second quarter was big, man. The second quarter, they just took off. And we could not get back from that. And I think that's what happened. And we were trying to catch, so we were chasing the whole game. And then it wasn't like they were playing bad; they were just playing just as good as us. So the score doesn't change, man. It doesn't because they're not really playing bad. They're playing just as good as us, but we just had a real one bad quarter. Just think about that. We just had one bad quarter. You take away that bad quarter, let's say it's even, then we got a different ball game. We got a different ball game. I'm not too blown away by like what they did. I just think they had we turned the ball over, man. We was doing stuff. I think Brunson was kind of doing too much. He was making like a lot of crazy passes. Like he threw a bounce pass to iHeart with like 5 people around him. I said, Brunson, what are you doing? That's how I knew we were kind of like off our game. Like it was the second quarter, I remember, and I was like, that's a bad pass, man. Then they turned it over and it was just domino effect. And you know how it is, man. It's just, things just start kind of rolling downhill from there. Nammer, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming by, man. I haven't seen you in a minute. Hope all is well with you. Knicks score, Knicks win. That's simple. Wash, absolutely. Submissive make league. I love that. Just make shots. Period. Just make shots. That's all we gotta do. We make shots, we're good money. Period. Rondo, yeah, that's why I thought McBride could have gotten minutes and shut Garland down. Yeah, man, I agree. Like, you gotta kind of try to put Deuce in there, but the problem sometimes with the Deuce thing, right, is that you want to try to get IQ like off, like he was in a rut, right? He was kind of like just in a rut, like so. I think he was trying to get IQ in his rhythm. So that's why I was trying to hard find minutes for Deuce. When he realized the game got out of hand and it was kind of over, maybe fourth quarter, he could have sat Josh Hart down, let him rest because he knew the game was over, and then he could have let Deuce play the whole fourth. That's something maybe he could have did. But with the game like this and the way the playoffs are, every possession matters. Everything's magnified. So you want your best players to get the most. Like you want those guys. You want IQ rolling. You want him playing like IQ. So you want to give him those minutes. You want Grimes able to knock down shots. The only way guys are going to be able to do that is they got to play. They got to play minutes. So it's kind of hard to fit Deuce in that. Now I got one better. Let's say someone gets in really bad foul trouble. Let's just say Josh Hart gets 3 fouls. To me, then you can kind of say, all right, look, sit out for the rest of this half. Deuce, we're going to need you in the rotation, right? Then I could see that happening. Then, all right, now let's kind of incorporate Deuce into the rotation. But right now it's money time, man. You gotta, and not for nothing. I love Deuce defensively, but he can't knock down shots, man. That's his problem. He's like Isaac Okoro. Like he can't knock down shots. He's so inconsistent with his shot. That's what hurts him. Big time. If he can knock down shots, that's a different story. So right now we need offense because I'm telling you that second quarter, you get that second quarter out, it's an even ball game. But of course we can't do that because then that takes away what the Cavs did. I get it. We shot ourselves in the foot. That's how I look at it. And then we were just chasing after that, and we couldn't get back to it from that. Keith Turner, we did play well in game 1, and we got blown out in game 2. We lucky to come out of Cleveland with a split, and we're usually supposed to be down 0-2 right now. Right, really. Listen, man, we did exactly what we were supposed to do. We established home court advantage now, right? So as you know, Keith, right, when you go into when you're the away team starting off in the playoffs, you want to get that split. I don't care if it's game 1 or game 2. You want to get that split because then you reestablish you being the home team. So now with the Knicks doing that, they did what they were supposed to do. Now if they went up 0-2, oh man, that's fabulous, right? But I didn't really see that happening. Of course, everyone's excited, talking about get the brooms out. I don't know, man. That's a leap, right? So I think that by us playing the way we played in the first game, established certain things, and I think maybe certain guys took their foot off the brake a bit. Because remember, we had beaten them, what was it, 4 out of 5 times, right? At that point. So I think game 2, they kind of, I think they were just, they were sleepwalking. And then they got woke up in the second quarter. And by that time, the game was over. Because now you're chasing because you're down by 20. So I think that's what happened. I think you're going to see a different team tonight. I think they're going to be locked in. I think Randle's going to be locked in. because he knows now Mobley can't do nothing with him. I wouldn't be surprised if Randle goes off for a 40 piece, gets busy tonight. I would not be surprised, and you see Randle because he knows he could dominate, and if they let him play, oh, forget it. He's going to be bullying them cats all day. Deuce's size and shooting is a problem, right? Agreed. I mean, he has decent size. He's about the same size as Garland, but he's got to knock down that pill, man. He's got to shoot it. He's got to work on that this summer, man. That's what really hurts his playing time. Cleveland is big. Yeah, they got good size, man, but Mobley doesn't really play big. I mean, even though he's 7 feet, he doesn't. You see what Randle's doing to him? He's bullying him like come on, man. He plays smaller than what he is. So, Okay, I cannot pronounce your name. So I see the middle name is Malik, right? So I'm gonna say that Malik. I don't want to just mispronounce your name, but I appreciate you coming by. And also, guys, if you guys haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button. Also, too, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. All right, Malik, let me see what you got here. I appreciate you coming by too. Deuce is a starter. He is like Obi, needs to get in rhythm for the offense to be effective, right? If you bench him and you give him inconsistent minutes, you won't get his offensive production. Deuce is not a starter, man. He's not there yet. He's in his second year. Let's give him time. That's number one. Number two, he was given a lot of minutes. Remember when Tibbs switched to that 9-man rotation? Before we got Josh Hart, Deuce was getting a lot of minutes. A lot of minutes. Because he was before we got Josh Hart, he was part of that second unit. And that's where he had his moment to show, but he was inconsistent with his shot. Obi is consistently hitting that corner three. Obi is consistently scoring. That's why everyone's pushing for Obi to get more minutes. And when Obi gets more minutes, he's averaging 20. So Deuce is only in his second year, man. Give him time. He's developing. He's not there yet. Obi, I think, is there. That's why I think Obi's probably going to be going this summer, because I think he's going to want to go someplace. Or I don't know. He might want to stay here. It all depends on the type of guy he is, but he's going to want to be someplace where he could really show what he could do. So I'm just saying. Rondo, yeah, and Donovan hasn't gone off yet. He's going to try to go off tonight. Yeah, he's going to try to do what he did in game 2, right? Distribute, but he's going to see guys ain't ready because we already know what the guard is going to be like. Guys like I think LeVert and a couple of those guys are going to come back down to earth. I think Garland's going to play good, but it's going to be different. It's going to be different, man. It's going to be different in the Garden tonight. Donovan's going to, I call him Spider. Spider's going to get a different, he's going to get a feel for where his team is at. He's going to say, okay, I'm going to have to do me because I see these guys ain't ready tonight. And I'm going to have to match certain intensity. And I think the Knicks win tonight, and I think they win easy. I think you see what Golden State did last night, right? So I think it's going to be something like that because they're going to let the Knicks play. They're a home team. They're going to let them play. They're going to let them rock. Randle's going to be able to do what he wants to do. They're going to let him bully and do all the Randle stuff. And Brunson's going to get all the calls. And then I think tonight you're going to see IQ be IQ. That's what we need. We expect RJ to kind of be like this. He's been like this all season, and we've been good with it. But what's helped us with that is IQ's explosion. With IQ being IQ, the way his game has leaped this year, him being in the conversation of 6th man a year, even though I think he should have won it, is tremendous, right? So us not getting anything from him is really what's hindering us. If he's IQ like we know he can be getting us anywhere between 15 and 20 points. He got like 4 3-pointers, and he's skipping. Oh, man, game over. They can forget about it because Randle going to get his. Brunson going to get his. So that's the key is IQ. He's the key. He come off the bench because he ignites everything else. Okay, when I say Deuce is a starter, I'm saying he's used to starting his whole career, even in the G League. Oh, you mean like, okay, you going back to like college and stuff. In high school and G League. Yeah, man, I agree. Yeah, this is different though, man. The league is different. The league is different, bro. The league is different, man. You don't understand. That's why them guys, when they come from the G League and they kind of try to do that same stuff in the league. It does not work. The league is different. The intensity is different. The pressure is different. So that's why cats that be getting busy over in college, or like you said in the G League, they come to the league, they can't do nothing because the league is different. It's just different. It's levels to this, man. And I think that's why that's happening. Because you put him out there. Listen, you put him out there, you let him play. You see he's struggling. He's not knocking down shots. Why? Because it's different over here. It just is. So you ain't gonna be doing the same thing in the G League you was doing here. It don't work like that. It just doesn't. You're playing against the best of the world. I'm talking about the best defenders, the best shooters, everything. I mean, guys knock down shots like they breathe water, man. It's easy work for them. Garner's gonna be on fire. Stay blessed. Absolutely, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. It's going to be on fire. You know that. Deuce started a few games in the league last year and played starters minutes, and he produced like a starter. Yes, man. I hear that. Okay. Who is he supposed to get minutes over though? I get it. You want Deuce to play, but who is he going to get minutes over? IQ? That's not happening. Over Brunson? That's not happening. So where does he get minutes? He gets minutes over Josh Hart? That's not happening. So where does he start? Does he start over Grimes? That's not happening. So where does he get minutes from? That was my original point. I like Deuce. I do. But you got to figure out where guys fit. As well as Obi played, he can't get on the court because Randle's a monster. He's all-star. He's all-NBA guy. You're not going to put Obi in over him. You're just not. No room for Deuce. That's what I mean. So I agree what Malik is saying, but there's no place for him. That's why I said I think Obi might be gone. Oh, I'm not saying he should start now. You're misunderstanding me. No, I'm understanding you. You're saying, okay, I saw what you said earlier, right? I'm going to read back what you said. You said Deuce is a starter. He's like Obi. He needs to get in rhythm for his offense to be effective. Right. If you bench him and you give him inconsistent minutes, you won't get his right. But what I'm trying to explain to you is that where does he get those minutes from? So I'm in agreement. I hear what you're saying. Trust me, I do. But what I'm saying is, where do we fit? There's nowhere for him. So what I'm saying is, Deuce has got to work on your weaknesses to where you put pressure on the coaches to say, yo, you got to play me. That's what IQ did this year. He worked defensively, and he started knocking down the shots more consistently. So what happened is he's forcing the coach's hand to play him. Even to the point to where, yo, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man? Everybody go subscribe to Nick Nation. My boys over there, man, they doing big things. Check them out, man. Put out great content over there all the time. Go check them out. You see the link right there. Put your link in the description, man. Sometimes I hop on his show. Definitely gonna have him on mine one day. They do good stuff over there. Good stuff. We're both up and coming channels, man. We ain't up there with the big dogs yet, but we close. All right, we both got 1K subscribers. We getting up there. Subscribe to us, man. We up and coming. All right, but yeah, go subscribe to those guys over there. Good stuff. So that's what I mean with Deuce, right? So I love Deuce. I do, but he's got to develop. He's only in the second year. And as much as we want to give him more minutes, we're not giving him minutes over IQ. IQ's established himself, man. We're not giving him more minutes over Grimes. Grimes made the All-Star sophomore team, the freshman and sophomore team. He made that team this year. He's a starter now. You're not going to give him minutes over Josh Hart. You're definitely not going to do that. So yes, he needs minutes to develop, but there's no minutes to give him. There is none. Like, you know what I mean? That's just what it is. So what you do as a player is like IQ did. You develop your game over the summer. You work on your jump shot. You work on defensive intensity. You work on all those things. You work on rebounding. You work on all those things that make it to where the coach has got to play you. He's got to play you. Like, period. You do that, now we have a different conversation. Right? So then that's when you work your way in. But still, it's hard, man, because if you're playing behind a guy that's really, really good, that's why most guys get traded or most guys leave. because they want to have a place where they can't, because they can't get in front of another guy. And that's why I think we're going to probably want to lose an Obi, because Randall's in the prime of his career. He's playing out of his mind, man. So we're not going to put Obi over Randall. That's not happening. Not this. No way. Not the way Randall's playing. There's no way we're doing that. Long term, could Obi be better? Maybe, but right now, there's no way. So that's why it's hard for him to get the minutes, man. And that's where Deuce is kind of falling into. Okay, Malik. Okay, if you want to neutralize a threat that is Garland or give Donovan Mitchell problems, I would put Deuce on one of them. That's what I'm saying. Yes, but you're not. First of all, Mitchell's going to get what he wants to get. We already got guys to neutralize him, but he's still going to do him. We could throw Grimes at him. We could throw Josh Hart at him. You could throw IQ at him. You could throw Brunson at him. You could throw RJ at him. So he's got different people looking at it. So you could throw all those people at him. He's still going to get his 38. Garland is easy. You can put Grimes on him, and you can put IQ on him. So you have the matchups for those guys. Once again, we can't get blown away by one quarter. That's what it was. It was turning over, and Garland got hot. That's what happens sometimes with players. Trust and believe. Tibbs is a defensive mastermind. He's watching the tapes. He knows what happened. If I can see it just while watching and saying, okay, it was one quarter, man. And once you're chasing, you start making bad decisions with the pill because you feel the pressure because you're looking at the clock, you're looking at the score. You're like, all right, we got to hurry up and try to get back in the game. So I think we're fine. We got a split. Now we're back at home. We got a home court advantage. Check it out. We could win these next two and be up 3-1. No one's complaining anymore about the rotation. So that's what I'm saying. Let's just pump the brakes. Let's just calm down. Let's be all right. We'll be fine. Once again, I like Deuce. Deuce is not going to get minutes over those guys I just named. Garland got off. He got off. Okay, he had a big game. That doesn't mean you change everything because of him going off. You don't do that. Because check it out. If you do that, now you kind of like let the team know that you're under pressure, man. You're under pressure. See, we put the pressure on them. That's why they didn't even play Isaac Okoro. They played LeVert. But we know LeVert is like a roller coaster. He's like RJ. So I'm not even worried about LeVert. I'm just not. He had a good game. Okay, cool. My thing is, can you be consistent and do that all the time? That's what makes you into a Donovan Mitchell type of guy. I'm not, one game is one game. That's what I'm saying. Oh man. Knicks Nation, look at that, guys. See? Great minds think alike. Just win the next two games and take care of home court. We're good. That's it. That's it. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? We did what we were supposed to. We got the split. We had one bad quarter in Cleveland, and now everyone's ready to jump out the window. Just chill. We're fine. We're fine. Trust me that these guys know where they went wrong. They watched the tape. They said, yo, first of all, they were doing stuff in that game we haven't seen all season, guys. They were like throwing bad passes, throwing the ball off each other's heads. I said, what the hell is going on here? I know all you guys were saying the same thing. That's the worst we looked in like, we got to go back to December. That's the worst we've looked probably since then. I'm sure they came back home. They're settling down. Everyone's home in their own house, in their own bed. These guys are saying, okay, let's get back to basics. Everyone chill. Let's not try to make crazy passes in the middle of the paint. Let's not do things that we usually. Let's get back to who we are. And we're fine. Period. Malik, I would trade RJ. Here we go. I would trade RJ and start Obi as small forward. I believe he can play that position because I definitely don't want to lose Obi to keep RJ. Listen, I understand with RJ. Like, I get it. Listen, I'm the biggest Knicks fan ever, man. I go back to Trent Tucker. I'm giving my age. I was a young boy back then watching. That's when I fell in love with him with my dad, watching Trent Tucker hit that three against the Bulls. And I was like, yo, man, I'm in love with basketball. And then in my prime years in college in the 90s and stuff like that, I was there for all them Knicks runs. I was watching it heavy. But I understand people want to win right away. It doesn't work that way. How easily people turn last year. Last year, we wanted to give the keys to this kid and give him all the money because of the season he had last year. And everyone wanted Randle out. They said Randle's got to go, send him to Mars. We don't care. Get him out of New York. Everybody. Ready? Me included. Because what Randle did last year was just out of it was worse than what RJ did this year. Now look at Randle. Everyone's in love with Randle. The love affair with Randle is you would think that never happened last year. And everyone, before the summer, before RJ got that money, everyone said, give the keys to this kid. Especially when he hit that joint against Boston, that bank shot, he was the man in the city. Scoring, getting busy. Everybody said, get Randle out of here. We got the guy. Randle's got to go. Get him out of here. We got the guy. Give RJ the keys. That's it. Knicks said, chill. Chill. We wanted to do Donovan Mitchell last summer, right? Everyone was saying Grimes, maybe. When people talked about RJ, people said, no, don't trade RJ. No, keep RJ. Everybody was saying that. No one wanted to give up RJ. Everybody to get Donovan Mitchell. Nobody was like, no. That's our young core. He's our guy. He's going to get the keys. Why can't people put Randle in the trade, right? Everyone was saying that. Everyone wanted to keep RJ. And now because the kid had a rough season, you're ready to throw him out and throw him in the trash? Come on, man. Come on. He's 22 years old, man. He's 22 years old. He had a tough season. He had a new star come in, who's Brunson, who's taking over the ball handler, and Brunson is ball dominant if there ever was. He basically was an all-star this year. So now his game took a back seat. He's got to adjust. That's all it is. He's got to adjust his game. He's got to adjust his mindset because he's got to change it, understand that it's not the same as it was last year. And it takes some guys a whole season sometimes. It's okay. But now you want to throw the guy in the trash because he had a tough season? He's 22 years. What if this kid goes someplace else and now he's a perennial all-star? We'll be kicking ourselves because he was our pick. He was our guy. We just gave him the bag. Why did you think we did that? Because of how he played last year. He played great. So now you want to throw him in the garbage? I don't get it. Perfect example. You know who's going to get the bag this year? IQ's going to get the bag. And look how he's playing. Last two games, he looks like a shell of himself. And would you guys be ready to throw him out the window if he had the bag? Well, come on. He looked like a shell of himself these last two games. You're like, yo, this ain't even the same guy. And he's going to get the bag this year. He might even get what RJ's getting. And what if he has a bad season next year? You going to be ready to throw him out? Come on, man. We got young players, man. We gotta chill. I never felt that way about RJ at no point in these 4 years. When we drafted him, I said it's going to take him 4 years. He's still not there after 4 years. Okay, Malik. Okay, Obi, IQ, and Grimes all have ascended him. RJ always had a low IQ. Obi's an all-star talent, now given the opportunity in minutes. You feel that they all have a higher IQ. How have they ascended the guy? Because of one season? He's older than those guys. He had a great year last year, man. We were ready to give him the keys, man, to the franchise and throw Randle out. Everyone was saying that. Malik, I get you were one out of the few, but everyone wanted Randle out of town. And they wanted to give RJ the keys. That's how good he played. So because he had a bad season, and some people, some teams may feel like he didn't really have a bad season. He's averaging 20 points a game. Okay, his 3 points not going down, but he's great going to the rack. So he's solid. He's solid. He's a solid pro. But now, Obi and IQ and Grimes, because of one season, has ascended RJ. There's no way, man. There's no way. The only way they make a trade. Rondo, I'm agreeing. Everybody wanted Tibbs going, and Tibbs even thought he was going to get fired also. Tibbs thought he was gone. He even said it. The reports are out there. If not, go take a look and go look at my show. I broke it down in one of my shows about a couple weeks ago. Tibbs thought he was gone. Yammer, when do you give up on RJ? How much can you take? Namrit, I agree. Is he allowed to have a bad season? What's the expectation for him? I get it, number 3 pick. He's averaging 20. You guys want him to be a perennial, like a Donovan Mitchell type player. Maybe he's not that. Maybe he's just a solid pro. Perfect example. Look at Andrew Wiggins. He was the number 1 pick. People thought his career was finished. He was just an average, solid pro, but he was averaging like 17 or 20 wherever he was at. But people felt like he's not right. He wasn't an all-star and all that stuff. Now look what he's doing in Golden State. If I'm correct, he got Finals MVP last year. Oh no, he didn't. No, Steph got it. But he was the reason they won last year. Defense, he played on Tatum. Look at Andrew Wiggins now. How many times has he been traded? Because he was with Minnesota. You're supposed to be the guy. Number 1 pick. Didn't pan out. Didn't this, didn't that. Now look, you can still be a solid player, man, even though you're a top pick in this league. This league is not easy, man. It's not. It's not easy. It's tough. It's a lot of adjustments. This is the toughest league in the world. And I understand it's New York. I'm agreeing with it. But I love our team. I love what we have. I think RJ is a perfect cog to what it is that we do. But at the same time, he's still developing. Everyone's still developing. But the great teams, they understand that guys are going to grow. They're going to get better. And if we can go out there and get something even 20 times better, then we'll do that deal. If not, we'll grow with what we have and build and have some stability. Like, that's what I love that we have. These are our guys. RJ's our guy. All these guys are our guy, except for Brunson, Randle, Hart, and both Harts. Right? Those 4 guys who are key pieces to what we have. But those other guys, Mitch, Grimes, IQ, RJ, Obi, Deuce, right? Those 6 guys are young guys, man. They're our core. We're building with those guys. And then we've got young, or kind of, how can I say, in the prime vets who are surrounding them and helping them grow to get better. We got a perfect scenario here. The only way you break that is if you can get someone like a Devin Booker or something like that. Or if you get someone that's willing to take a pay cut and come in, like Jalen Brown or something like that. But you don't destroy that. Dammer said, I want to win the playoffs now. Glad you're optimistic, LV. No. Listen, I get what you're saying. Let's be clear. I'm not sitting here saying let him continue to play like trash and we keep no. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that we had one bad season. For us as Knicks fans, a bad season. So some people, they feel like he had a solid year because of his numbers, right? We know Randle was trash last year, but his numbers said different last year, right? So that's what I'm saying. So I'm not too worried about RJ because we got a backup plan in Josh Hart and IQ and Grimes. So he doesn't impact us to the point where we're gonna lose the whole game because of him. You know what I'm saying? Like because Tibbs will sub him out. I'll give you a perfect example. Game one, RJ didn't play that well, right? And he had that turnover, which was one turnover, but it was in a key moment in the game. Tibbs kept him in too long. He should have took him out 2-3 minutes earlier because he realized he wasn't playing and it's winning time. You got to get a guy on the court that can knock down free throws, even though RJ is okay from the line. Grimes is a better shooter, and you can get defensive stops at the end of the game because RJ just ain't got it tonight. It's okay. It's called team sport, man. It's called a team sport. So sometimes some guys have it, sometimes some guys don't. So you got to ride each guy because we're trying to get wins. So that's what I'm saying. So that's why I say I love our team because I love what we have. If certain guys don't have it, we can have guys. Perfect example: Randall went down. We can put OB in. Boom. Well constructed team. And for me, my scope is different. I'm looking at it through a different lens. So I'm looking at it at the '90s Knicks. Those teams, they were a great team. So if certain guys didn't have it, they would put other pieces in to make up for what this guy was lacking tonight. Because it's a game by game basis. So we have great pieces to put in. And I love that about what we have. So I'm not worried because it'll be different if we just focused on like if RJ was the main, like our main thing, man. Like we need him to score 30, or if not, we're losing. We don't need him to do that. We just don't. We need him to play solid. If he's screwing up, cool. We got Josh Hart. Josh Hart, go get him, man. He's struggling tonight. That's part of being a team. But if RJ got it going tonight, oh yeah, beautiful. He's going downhill, great. Okay, Malik said, I don't even need RJ being also. I just need him to be more efficient and make smarter decisions. Great. But are we paying too much money for what he currently brings? No, because he didn't get paid for this year, man. He got paid for what he did last year. That's what happens. When you produce at a high level, you're going to get your money. So you can't take the money back now because he's having a tough year. Brunson coming in has changed a lot of things. It's ascended Randall to back to being an all-star, and it's taking a hit on RJ. Brunson coming in. That's just the truth of the matter. That's just the truth. So it's just moving pieces around, man. That's all it is. Because we still are a team. They just paid the kid $100 million. They're not going to put him on a bench. They're not going to trade him. It doesn't work like that. His contract hasn't even kicked in yet. So, yes, I'm not saying for him to be an all-star, yes, but I think he will play more efficient. But this is his first year under playing with Brunson, man. Let him get acclimated. Give him a minute. He's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's not just kill him because of whatever, man. Like, we got, you know what I'm saying? If Tibbs leaves him in, you're right. No, absolutely. So that's what we got to play off it, man. Period. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited. I love what we have. Um, I'm super optimistic because I love this team. I love what we bring. I think we're solid in every area, man. We are. I think last game Brunson kind of played out of himself a bit. If you guys agree, like he kind of like was taking like a lot of shots. He was being super aggressive in the first quarter. I don't know if he heard like what Isaac Okoro was saying about how he, exaggerates and stuff like that. So I don't know if he heard that and was like, all right, let me show this guy. You know what I mean? Guys do hear stuff. They see the clippings. But I think he was kind of playing a little like too aggressive. Like the shots he was taking was a little off. And I just was like, yo, dude, like you're taking a lot of wild shots. Like, chill. Like, you know. So I kind of noticed that. And I noticed that he was off. And I was like, okay, this is not really looking good. Even though the first quarter we got through it, I said, all right, let's see how this second quarter is. And then IQ just didn't have it, man. Again, I was like, yo, what's going on with IQ, man? He just didn't have it. And then it just started going downhill. Then turnovers and turnovers and turnovers. And that was pretty much the ball game. But I think tonight you're going to see a different team. I think Josh Hart is going to be fine. I think his ankle is okay. I think these couple of days off, getting home, relaxing, getting treatment around the clock, I think he's going to be fine. I think the defensive intensity is going to be great, and guys are going to knock down shots. Guys are going to knock down shots. I'm really, really, really looking for IQ to pick it up. I think, IQ feeds off of the New York crowd too. He does. He plays just as good at home as he does on the road. So he's going to feel that crowd. He's going to feel the energy. He's going to feel the love from the crowd. Everyone boosting him up. Everyone motivating him. Right. All those things. You're going to see IQ. But once that happens, you're going to see a different team. A different team. A different team. IQ's been consistent all season. You know what he is. So I'm really looking for him more than anybody to really kind of get his as we say in Harlem, man, get your Bruce Lee word glow back, right? If anybody knows the movie, man, you know what I'm talking about. Just directed your pizza to Daddy Green's Pizza. If anybody knows that, write it down. You know what time it is. But he's got to get his Bruce Lee word glow back. He's got to get that. And I think he's kind of I don't know, man. I think he was a little rattled. He'll never admit to that, but I think he was. So I'm excited. I really am, man. I think that I think guys are going to play well, and I think also too. One thing I do know is that panic. In moments like this, you don't panic, right? You gotta calm down, settle yourself, and say, "All right, let's do this. Let's make this adjustment." And I think we'll be fine. Totally. I don't, you know what I mean? So so that's the one thing for me I'm looking at because he's been doing this a long time, man. Remember, Tibbs was on those 90s teams, man. He was on that bench. Patrick Ewing and Jeff Van Gundy, he was on that bench. He was with that staff, man. So he's an NBA lifer, man. So he knows to get these guys to calm down, like to cool out and really realize, okay, where guys have to get better. I think he's in RJ's ear. If not him, I think Johnny Bryant. Make the game easier for yourself. Don't make it harder. Where he's messing up for Garland is this. Because Garland is who's checking RJ. Stop trying to take him on the outside. That's his zone. That's where he wants to be. Take him down that bar. Take him down that box. Get down there and post up. And operate from out of there. Meaning if they come double, you swing it. If not, you get to your spot, you post them up, you punish him, man. Punish him. What's Garland? 6'2", 6'3". RJ's about 6'6", 6'7". You punish him, man. Take him to that rack. If you're afraid of the Twin Towers, someone's got to crash. And if someone's crashing, then you dish. Simple. This game is played the same way it's played in middle school that it is in the league. It doesn't change. Rules don't change. If a guy comes over and they're coming down on you because they realize you have a height difference, then you swing it to the open man. That's it. It's simple. Make the game simple, man. Don't make it harder than what it is. I think once you do that, that's it. I think also too with IQ, he's thinking too much when he penetrates. Like when he penetrates, like sometimes he does that hesitation dribble, and he kind of gets the guy on his back hip, and he's right there in that paint. Sometimes he over dribbles. When you get in that paint, like Brunson does, dribble it, hit that floater, which IQ is great at, but he's overthinking it, man. Hit that floater and make that shot, and that's it. We good money. To me, it's that easy. So that's what he has to do to get in his rhythm. Period. Right. I do also think that when Grimes gets it, Grimes got to shoot with confidence. Don't think about anything else. Shoot with confidence. When you get that pill, you pull it. Or if not, they know you pulling, you give that head fake, you drive to the rack. Go strong. because you know the big boys is crashing. Randall's crashing the boards, and so is Big Mitch. We've been bullying them all series on the board, especially offensively. So I'm not really too worried about that. And also, too, guys, we complain about the turnovers. They had the same turnovers as us, man. They had 17 turnovers last game. The difference is they scored, I believe, 32 points off of the turnovers. And I think we was low, man. We was low in like the teens as far as the turnovers go. That's the ball game. So you take care of the turnovers, that's it. We're good to go. Period. So for me, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking forward to. I really am. Anybody put like a thumbs up in my chat, man. My thing's like frozen. Sometimes it's got to be like calibrated, man. Someone put something in there like a thumbs up or a peace sign, anything, or just say I got you or something. Type something in. I think this thing's frozen, man. Sometimes this thing freezes up. Anybody put something in there for me, please. Yo, okay, cool. Thank you. Francisco, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Francisco, what's going on, man? Hope all is well. Oh, I got the basketball. Okay, Rondo, appreciate you. So to me, that's the key, right? So we all got to be optimistic. Everybody breathe. Take a sigh. Know that they're coming to our town. And there's no place like it. So we're used to seeing Ben Stiller on the sidelines. We're used to seeing Rihanna over there, Ice Spice, right? Fat Joe, Tariq from Power, right? We're used to seeing all these people on the sidelines and stuff like that because everyone's going to be there tonight, including Spike, wearing all orange, right? So everyone's going to be there. To us, we're used to this because this is the energy in the Garden on a Tuesday night in February. It's regular. But to those guys in Cleveland, they're going to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. They're going to be like, oh, man. It's a different atmosphere, different energy. And this ain't Cleveland. As they say to Dorothy, you're not in Kansas anymore. It's going to be different. The refs are going to be different. The crowd is going to be different. Cleveland is a little nicer. In the Garden, people are going to be screaming out different type of stuff. Some stuff's not going to be G-rated. It's going to be R-rated or X-rated, right? People are going to be screaming stuff. It's different in this city. These ain't the same losing Fridays. Colors will be defended. Agreed. I'm excited about it. I'm excited because I believe also too, man, Francisco. I believe we're going to bounce back. I just I watched the game and you watch the game, you rewatch, you kind of see certain things. I'm like, oh man, okay, we're gonna be fine. I'm not worried about it. We just got knockdown shots, and that's something we haven't had an issue with. Period. We just haven't. So and rebounding. So we're a better rebounding team than them. So I'm not worried about none of that. Also, too, guys, we got to take into consideration too. I don't know if you guys realize, but they weren't calling no fouls last game. Like they were doing stuff to us that I was like, dang, man, that's not a foul. That's not a foul. Like I understand playing physical, but it's like insane, like what they're allowing. I said, okay, no problem. It's cool. I'm not worried about it because we love playing like that. Randall loves playing like that. He ain't got an issue with it. He is Big Mitch. None of them guys. RJ, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson. No, they don't have a problem with the physicality. It's not an issue with us. So, okay, cool. And I guarantee you the whistles are going to be friendly with the Knicks. Very friendly. So I'm not even worried about that. Malik, I respect your basketball IQ hard. Hard to find people who get it. We disagree on the RJ McBride takes, but I respect your opinion. It comes from a knowledgeable perspective. Oh, Malik, I appreciate that, man. I really, really do, man. Listen, man, I don't even think it's a disagreement between RJ and McBride. We just have different opinions, but I don't think we disagree. Because I do agree with you. RJ does got to get better, and I do agree. Deuce does need to play more minutes, but I just think that it's just very hard for Deuce to play because it's no room, man. It's no room. Like it just isn't. The room is filled with minutes, and right now, right now, I don't believe in giving him more minutes than IQ. I think IQ is a little bit more developed than him. So I'm going to play the best players. Like think about that, right, Malik? You're going to play the best players. Granted, I want to give this guy minutes because I think he has potential, but I want to win. So who do I play? I'm going to play the better player. I think that's the thing with Deuce. RJ's RJ, man. He's our guy. I remember how I felt about him last year. So I'm not going to give up on the kid because he had a tough year. And he's our young piece. I'm not gonna do that because I love what we're building here. So if we weren't going to give him up for Donovan Mitchell, then we got to rock with him. Now, if they have a potential to get like a Devin Booker this summer, I might have to be like, yo, man, it was it was great, but not saying that's gonna happen. I'm just saying. Killer Dogs, what's going on, man? How you doing, man? You gotta let me know you're here, man, so I can shout you out. Killer Dogs, what's going on? Grimes got hit in the face at least 3 times. Francisco, that's what I'm saying, man. They wasn't calling nothing, and and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with them not calling. That's fine. But trust and believe, you're playing on the road now. You're playing here. You're playing here in 34th Street, the Garden. So it's going to be the same. They're not going to get no calls. Nothing. I guarantee you. Randle's going to be allowed to be Randle. And that's what we want. Bully, block shots, talk smack, be in people's face screaming. Brunson's going to be Brunson, drawing fouls, pumping up the crowd. IQ's going to start skipping. It's going to be a different game tonight. Holzman used to go defense for offense when needed. Wish Tibbs sprinkled that in more. Yeah, man. But you know what it is? You know why it's hard, Francisco? It's hard because this league is so offensive driven, man. It just is. And you got to be able to put the ball in the basket. That's the key, man. Like, it's cool. You can play defense, but you got to score that pill. That's why IQ is such a great player because he's a two-way guy. He could defend, but he could knock it down. Like, so that's what makes, and that's what the league is. If you're a two-way guy, you're like a unicorn. Like, they love those guys. That's why Kawhi Leonard's a beast. Because he's a two-way player. Paul George, two-way player. At one point, Russell Westbrook, two-way player. Those guys lock in, but they can get a bucket, man. Stops, create separation, just have to play smart. Yeah, agreed, man. Agreed. You got to play smart, man. But Francisco, this is just the reality of the situation. Today's basketball is different, man. Like, I've been to quite a few AAU games. And these kids have all they want to do is be like Steph Curry, man. Like, that's it. No one wants to play defense. So that's coming into the league now. So all these guys that are being drafted are from that. They're from that AAU circuit where these guys don't really play defense. All they do is score, man. That's all they do. They do not defend. Like guys like Luka and guys like Kyrie, like these guys, even Donovan Mitchell, right? He does not play no defense. All he wants to do is get buckets. Kyrie's the same way. He don't play no D. All he want to do is get buckets. So you see the scores now. You see how the league is, man. And that's just what it is, man. So I agree, man. But the league has changed, man. It's just so hard today. New game. They need to push 3-point line back, looking like a layup. Agreed, man. The game has changed, man. So that's where the defensive guy, even though it's really important to get stops, if he can't knock it down, man, he's going to kind of fall below the wayside. You know what I mean? You got to be able to defend. And that's why, like I said, I use a guy like Wiggins. Wiggins has taken off because he could defend, but now he can knock it down. Now he can score. So now Wiggins is like, he's top dollar when he get out there. If he get on free agent, he's gonna be a top dollar because he could do both. Like, you know what I'm saying? Those guys are hard to come by, man. Whereas, those guys were growing from trees in the 80s and 90s. It's not like that anymore, man. It's just not. Oh, great. Get your Bruce Leroy. Right. Yo, come on, man. Earl, you know what time it is. I'm from uptown, so you gotta have, Bruce Leroy, man. I met him too. Nice guy. Quick as a little rattle. Yeah, he is, man. He is a little rattle, but you know what, Earl? I think that's the importance of coming home, right? You gotta have your supporting cast. A lot of young players really start to kind of like reestablish themselves. And I think coming home is perfect for a guy like Grimes, a guy like IQ, and especially for a guy like RJ, because they do seem a little rattled. They just do, right? So I just think being here and being home is going to help those guys. They've never really experienced playoff basketball before. I mean, IQ experienced it his rookie year, but Grimes hasn't. RJ has also, but they were young players then. Them, and the league is different now. They've grown as players, so this is a little different. And the expectation now for the Knicks are different too, because remember they're a lot better team than what they were back there 2 years ago. They're a lot better team right now. So there's some pressure on IQ because because what the expectations are for him now. But that's what it is, man. When you create and you do things at a high level, people are going to want it all the time now. You can't just do it halfway. So in the playoffs, people are going to be expecting you to rise your game now, because all season you've been doing this. So now playoffs, money time, we're really going to expect you to get it. So that's the key, right? So is IQ going to be able to raise his play? Because the guys that get the bag in this league are guys that are able to do it when the chips are down, right? Uptown. Shout out to Lynch Mob. Oh, man, don't. Nah, man, Lynch Mob. No. Be easy with that. Kill a dog. Be easy with that. I can't shout them. Oh, do WAP, of course. LA, right, and the Pioneers, right. LA, man. Nah, that shit with the Lynch Mob, man. Hold that down. Gotta keep it G-rated up in here, man. You'll kill a dog giving them too much. Tibbs needs to put something in the ref's ear because they mugged us. Agreed. No, listen, agreed. Tibbs was on him, man. But you know what? This playoffs is cool. I'm not worried about it. We here now. We home. So now we're gonna get a little bit out of home cooking today. And once again, like I said, I think Randle's gonna be Randle, and that's what we want. Because even second game, he was making Mobley look like a kid. So I'm not worried. Randle's gonna be him. And trust and believe, he remembers what Allen tried to do to him when he tried to pretty much end his career by doing that to him on a breakaway dunk. That was dirty, man. I was dirty. I don't care anybody that's dirty. Yo, dogs, if he's in the air like that, he's not going to block it. He's just doing that to try to give a tough foul. That's all he's trying to do. He's not going to block it. You jump if you have a chance of blocking it. He saw Randle's momentum. Come on, man. That's a dirty play, man. He's in the air. Let him go. Game's over. But you want to send a message. Okay. You got a guy like Randle that loves stuff like that, licking his chops now. Because now he's going to be putting forearms in dudes' necks. They're going to let him play. He's going to be Randle. And that's it. And that's what we want. But the key also, two guys you got to pay attention tonight, is going to be the fouls. How does the fouls affect them? How does the fouls affect us? They can't afford for certain guys to get in foul trouble. They just can't. They can't afford for Garland to get in foul trouble. They can't afford for Mitchell to get in foul trouble. They do that, it's finished. So for me, I'm not worried. If we have a certain guy, let's say Randle gets in foul trouble. We have Obi. As we proved last time. Let's say JB gets in foul trouble. We have IQ. So or Grimes or RJ or Josh Hart, or even for my man Malik, Deuce, right? So I'm not too worried, right? We're not. They can't afford to get in foul trouble. They just cannot. So that's what we got to pay attention to tonight. Randle got elbows, definitely a dirty play, and they coach can, yeah, he co-signed it because he realized they got punked the first game. So he's trying to send a message, but sending a message doesn't mean trying to hurt somebody, man. That's different basketball, man. You're not playing ball now. Now you playing blood sport. Like this ain't, come on, man. Yeah, he did. He kind of got off, but I'm not a roller coaster, man. You can't depend on him. You can't. That's why they were screaming. I'll be listening to those Cavs spaces, man. You see him, they were screaming Danny Green. Buffer. Am I good now? I'm good. Francisco? I'm good. I see that. Buff. Am I good now, guys? How is it? Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if there's no more buffering. Still buffering? It still is? I wonder why it's buffering. It's okay now? All right, good. That's insane, man. I don't know why it's doing that. The refs call the game tight for the Knicks and lose for the Cavs. It will be the same thing at the Garden. Don't like the Knicks. No, that's not true, man. That's not true. I think it's important for the league for the Knicks to be good. So they understand that it's back at the Garden. It's a Friday night. The game comes on at 8:30 prime time on a Friday night. ABC. There's no way they're going to allow the Knicks. It's going to be like how it was last night for Golden State, man. Same type of deal. Same type of deal. So I'm not too worried, man. I'm really not. I think we'll be fine, Malik. I think we'll be fine. Hey guys, is my buffering good? I don't know why it's doing that, man. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe let me see something. Sometimes you gotta adjust some things, man. The thing is crazy. Okay, let me see. I think the Knicks still win, but the Cavs will have the refs advantage. I don't think so, man. Malik, there's no Malik. Listen, man. Listen. It's the first game at the Garden, man, on a Friday night ABC. That's purposely done. They can have any other game on a Friday night at 8:30 on ABC. They put it the Knicks, man. There's a reason why. It's market one. There's no way the refs are going to lean into the Cavs. That's not going to happen, man. I'm not worried about it. Now, once again, refs play a major role. But I don't want to start thinking about the refs. Let's think about us. Guys got to knock down shots. Rondo, the city's going to be nuts. You got that right. Yo, man, someone showed, it was on Twitter, man. Someone showed the price ranges for tickets. Oh, man, the tickets are insane for tonight. And it's funny because I was going to go to this game, but like I said, I had crazy things going on this week. My week was crazy all week. All the way to Sunday, man. It's just I'm booked up. The prices are insane tonight, man. Insane. Nosebleeds, they want like 500 or something like that. That's up in the rafters. They want like 500. It's the hottest ticket in town, man. They want 500 for them joints. That's up in the back. You damn near sitting on top of the arena, man. They want 500 beans. Crazy. So I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see what happens, man. But I'm excited. I'm excited. Francisco, no crybabies here. No begging for calls. Play through fouls. Make the play. Absolutely, man. Maybe he was crying. They was crying too much. I was like, why are these guys crying so much? They crying too much. Let's play ball, man. Let's play ball. Stop crying. Like I was surprised by that. But you know what it is, man. You know, they had to do that because of game one. Game one, we once again, guys, we played them 6 times. We beat them 4 out of 6. Right. We ain't Luka. Agreed. We played them 6 times. We beat them 4 out of 6. So they needed something. So that's why I'm not. That's once again, man. I'm not too worried. I think the matchups and guys just got to knock down shots. They beat us one time in the last 5 tries. They beat us way back in the beginning of the season. Since then, we've played them 5 times. They've only beat us once. We beat them 4. And we lost. And we won last 2 games without even our 3 better offensive scorers playing well. RJ looks like a shell of himself. I mean, IQ looks like, man, he's out to lunch. I don't know if he's in a coma or what. He looks like he's not even on the planet. Grimes is like, it's like he doesn't know how to shoot. Like, I'm like, what's going on with these guys? Imagine when our guys are knocking down shots and playing the way we know they can play. Game over, man. Series over. Guys just got to play better. That's it. But not like play like out of their mind. Like they need LeVert and those guys to play out of their mind. Like they need that. We don't need that. We just need Grimes, RJ, and IQ to play how they play. And we got this in the bag. We already know what Brunson's gonna do. We already know what Randle's gonna do. We just need Hart, Josh Hart, Obi, all them guys to play their way, even playing the whole season. Series is over. Now I got one better. If they play the way they're supposed to play, series be over probably in 5. But I mean, that's not the case. I get it. It's playoffs. I get it. So I say in 6. But if they play the way we know they could play, man, I'm not. Come on, man. You see the difference? They need LeVert to drop what he did. They need him for that because they have nobody else. Nobody. And we know LeVert is not. He could do it, but he's not consistent enough to do that night in and night out. IQ can. He's proved it all season. So I mean, it's just a numbers game, man. It's not really, it's not really hard to figure out. 1 + 1 is always 2. It's never -2, right? So if the Knicks do that, game over. I'm gonna go with the sure thing, right? The sure thing is what I've been seeing on a consistent basis. Josh Hart's gonna be Josh Hart. I Hart's gonna be I Hart. Obi's gonna be Obi. IQ is himself. Lights out for them. So it's pretty exciting. It really is, man. I can't wait. I can't wait. I think that also too. Well, I was like, 1 + 1 ain't potatoes. I know, man. That's funny. So once again, man, it's gonna be great to see. I think Brunson's gonna come around. I think Randle. I don't know, man. I'm just that confident in my team. And also too, I love the matchup for us. If this was Philly, I'd be a little worried because we have nobody for Embiid, and they're tough with him. You know what I mean? You saw him last night, right? They ain't got nobody for him. Nobody. So he worries me, right? Greek Freak worries me, right? Those that's different. These guys, I'm not worried about them, man. Just do your job, right? Just do your job. RJ, play your game. Don't be out trying to chuck threes. Go to that Baja and punish this boy, man. That's it. Stop playing with him. Punish him. Like I'll be in RJ's ear all day if I was a coach. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, yo, my man, he's go in that Baja, man. This ain't the game for that. Go down there and dominate. I want 15-footers. I want 10-footers. If I see you out at that 3-point line shooting threes, you're sitting on the bench. Like, that's how it would be. That's how you got to coach him, man. This series is different. I don't need you because he's different. He's a quick player, so you can't go outside to the top of the key trying to do a crossover. My man, get in that Baja, man. Stop playing, man. Stop playing. Stop playing. You're playing too much with him. That's why he's taking you up top. He's like, God, you take him up to the top. The kid is looking at you like, yo, this kid's a clown, man. He ain't going nowhere. You take him in that Baja and you let him feel it. Period. You go up to the rack, you try to put an elbow in his mouth. That's it. I guarantee you he gonna be calling for help next time. That's it, man. That's how you play ball. That's it. You let it be known. My man, it's gonna be a long night, dogs. That's it. You make it to where he gotta play defense too. Don't make it easy for him. You taking him to the top of the key. That's where he want to be. You take him in that Baja and let him get dirty, man. That's it. That's how you do it. You make a drop step. You go in the middle. You let him feel it in his chest, man. You put an elbow in his chest. You put a shoulder in his chest. You hit that runner. That's it. It's going to slow down his legs. It's simple ball, man. But once again, like I said earlier, he's part of AAU circuit, man. Those guys don't understand simple basketball. That's what you do. That's it. Since the beginning of time, Big Bank takes Little Bank all day long. Big Bank takes Little Bank all day long. The big man is always better than the smaller man, period. I don't care if the skill sets are equal. So this is easy. But you trying to be at the top of the key like you Iverson. What's wrong with you, man? Killer Dog, real talk. Yeah, man. That's what somebody needs to tell him. Just no play, no heroes. Right team. Randle big, right. JB, right point guard. All that's it, man. That's it. It's so simple. It's so easy, man. It's so easy. That's it. Guys, play your game. Do what you got to do. Do what's got us here, man. Don't try to play out of your game. That's it. And I think that's what Tibbs, because if you notice, Tibbs doesn't try to like talk crap about RJ in public. He just says, look, man, you got to simplify the game. If your shot's not falling, you got to go down strong. He's a strong driver. So Tibbs is saying to him and trying to nudge him and say, yo, man, this is what we need you to do. But once again, I've said this before, RJ is a young player, man. He's very immature, man. He's a kid. He's only 22 years old. His mindset is still like probably he's in college. He's not, you know what I'm saying? So you got to understand who you're talking to. He's still growing up. He's still, you know what I mean? Just think about it. I don't know if you guys have talked to 21-year-olds or 20-year-olds or 22-year-olds. They still act like they're in high school, man. You're like, yo, this guy, man. They ain't all there. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you talk to a young guy. So I can imagine they're telling him stuff, but he's trying to, you know what I mean? King Ribby, what's going on, man? How you doing? What I'm saying is he's a young player. So, all right, boom. If he understands, like, okay, Brunson is here, right? I have to change my game. He's not thinking that. He's still trying to be like how he was last year, but that doesn't work because you got a different guy here who that style of play is not going to work with his and work with the team. But still, RJ's still trying to force it like it was last year, and that's not the case anymore. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by the immaturity. He's not mature enough to say, all right, let me change my game. Now, at parts of the season when he has and he's attacked, look how much better he's looked as a player. But when he still tries to go back to what he was last year, that's where he struggles, man. So that's why I say the immaturity. Because a mature player is going to understand that and going to do the things that the team needs to win. And focus on what you do as a player that fits more within this scheme. I give a perfect example. When Tracy McGrady was with Toronto and he was playing with Vince Carter, who's his cousin, he couldn't really play to the level that he could play at. But when he left, when he went to Orlando, then you seen him really flourish. Because now he could really do him. He could really let his game really just go. Because he didn't have Vince there to kind of hold him back. Yo, Ribby, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I got to get it tightened up sometimes, man. You know what I mean? I have to go see my man. He had to get me right. So when Tracy McGrady went to Went to Orlando. Now he can really spread his wings. Now he can really do him. And really, with the ball in his hand, dominate and do right. And that's where his career took off. But he couldn't really do that in Toronto with Vince. He was kind of held back. But he played within himself because he understood who the man was. It was Vince. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what RJ's got to understand. You can't try to do what you did last year with Brunson. It's not going to work, man. So you got to be smart as a player in regards to how you do things and how you play your game. You got to, and I think RJ's still trying to show, like, yeah, I'm still the man. I can still score. Dogs, chill. We just need you to do this. And I think it's a constant battle because you see it. And I think that's why that happened with him and Obi. Because Obi's like, yo, my man, give up the pill. What are you doing? And RJ got mad because RJ's still trying to be that guy. Right? He's still trying to average 25. We don't need you to average 25 now, man. We need you to average 19 and 20. And RJ probably feels like, yo, man, how I'm going to be an all-star if I ain't right? And that's probably how he's thinking. That's the immaturity. The brain is not fully developed to 25 years old, RJ. I'm telling you. Man. Francisco, man, got to let him know, man. I see this happening to Obi like Tracy. Yeah, man. Same thing. Same exact thing. Same exact. But the difference is that, McGrady was starting. He was starting with Toronto. But he couldn't really do his. He couldn't really. That's why he left for Orlando. Because then he was like, yo, McGrady's, yeah. Yeah. But we saw this. We saw this in Toronto. He just couldn't really do it. Because Vince. It's going to really hurt if Obi. Yeah, man, it is. Because I see it. I see it. I see it with Obi. I see it, man. I do. I love his upside. But it's hard because you got to choose because Randle's in his prime. Randle probably has, he's 28 this year, he's going to be 29. Randle probably has a good 5 more years. He could be the guy. He could be first team all NBA. If he even plays any better, I could even see Randle up there for MVP conversations if the Knicks is killing. And he's right in his prime. So how do you give him up? Also, two guys, remember size too. When they came out, they had Randle at 6'8". I seen Randle. Randle's about 6'9", 6'10", man. He's big. If you look at him, you see, look at Randle. I've seen him too. Look at Randle when he stands next to Ihart. Him and Ihart are damn near almost the same size. The only one that stands above him, like over him, is Mitch. Outside of that, he's like the same size as Ihart. So he's bigger than 6'8". That's why he rebounds the way he does, and that's why he's doing what he's doing in that Baja like that. You like, yo, how he always now he's bigger than 6'8". You're not done growing until you're like 21, 22. So when he came out the league, when he came out of high school, remember when he came out, he was only like 18 years old, 19 years old, something like that when he came into the league. Because he only did 1 year in Kentucky. So he probably wasn't he's still growing. Yo, Randall's big, man. I seen him, man. He's big. I saw him one time too. I was up at what is it? Black Ops. No connections I got, whatever. I was up at Black Ops. Melo. I wasn't with Melo up there. And I saw kind of Melo up there with Randle. He was working with him. I said, oh, right. This is a couple years ago. Melo's legit 6'8". I seen him. He's big. Randle's bigger than him. Randle was like over him. Like he was like this. I said, yo. I said, Randle big, man. I didn't know he's that big. True story. So I think Randle's bigger than that, man. He's bigger than that. And that's why he's doing what he's doing in that Baja like that. You wondering why he bodying up Mobley like that and why he doing what he's doing to Allen the way Allen got to grab him because he's 6. Remember, Jimmy Butler's about 6'7". He's bigger than Jimmy Butler. If he was 6'8", he would be like, this is Jimmy Butler. He's a lot bigger than Jimmy Butler. You see it. And Butler's 6'7". So Randle's about 6'10", man. 6'9", 6'10". That's why he does what he does in that Baja, man. That's why you see him getting busy in it. Dudes don't want no problems with him. So he ain't no 6'8" wing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's more like OG Anunoby. Like he's about 6'7", maybe 6'8". You know, those guys, he's bigger than those guys, man. That's why he does what he does down there. So it's hard to give him up now when he's in his prime like this and he's playing what he's playing at. You know what I'm saying? So Obi's got all this upside, and his upside might supersede Randle, but it may not. So you got to kind of go with the short thing right now because you don't want to try to win later. You want to win now. You know what I'm saying? So the way Randle's playing, man, and he's durable. He plays the whole season, man. He doesn't get hurt. Knock on wood. So how do you give that up? That's tough to do, man. That's tough to do with a guy like that. There's not too many guys out there like him. It's not. You can get some wings that are kind of like athletic, like Obi. You can get some wings like that. Look at the kid out there. I like the one kid, man. He's big too. He's really good. Who's the kid out there with the Pelicans? He was killing the Knicks last time. He shoots threes and everything. He's athletic. He's about 25. No, he's not 25 years old, but I forget his name. He's number 25. Let me see. He's gonna be on my mind now. Let me see. I saw him play. I said, "Yo, this kid, he's long. He's long and he's athletic. He's young too. I think he's only like 22 years old or something." Trey Murphy. He's about 6'9". Big man. Yeah, Trey Murphy. Yeah, thanks, Francisco. Yeah, exactly. He's big, man. See, you can get a win like that. He's about the same size as Obi. Obi's about 6'9", 6'10", maybe 6'8", 6'9", right? So they're about the same, right? But they're like the same type of player. That kid is long and athletic. Yeah, he's nice. So you can get a wing like that, who's thin, who's athletic, who runs, right? You can find Bridges is like that too. Remember Bridges is like 6'8", right? So they're similar size and builds to Obi, right? They're similar, right? So you can find those young players. They're out there, man. You know what I mean? But where are you going to find a guy like Randle? Who's like that? Right. I like Herb too. Right. That's what I'm saying. But where are you going to find a guy like Randle, man? Where in this league? There's nobody like him. Nobody. That's a bully down there that's getting 25 and 10. The closest thing to Randle is probably the Greek Freak. And Randle shoots the three better than the Greek Freak. And there's no way you're going to be able to get Giannis. But I'm just saying, who else is a monster to handle in that Baja like that and can shoot the three than that guy? He's a matchup nightmare, man. He's a matchup nightmare. So that's why, I would love to keep Obi. That's if Obi just says, yo, man, I want to stay here because I love being at home. I love playing at home. I don't care. Give me what you can give me because I don't. Does he do that? I don't think he does that. He doesn't want to get paid. Right? He doesn't want to get paid. Hey, guys, also, too, guys, really quick, how's my volume, too? Is my volume good? Or am I too low? How do I sound? Just give me thumbs up with the volume. Randall special, it's the noodle. Yeah, man. Yeah. That's why Good, good. Thanks, Francisco. Thank you. Um, yeah, it's the noodle, right? That's why he um he he gets away with so many things because he's uber talented, man. So he can get away with, you know what I mean, because he's so good. Giannis plays D at all times. That's the absolute. That's the difference. That's the difference. He's a two-way threat. Now that's different. Randall's got to get better defensively, but it's all right, man. You take it good with the bad. But I'm just saying. So that's why it's hard for Obi, man. And I feel bad. Like I said, only if Obi like takes a pay cut and is like, yo, man, I'll take this, and I don't take less money to stay home because I'm playing here in front of my family. This has been a dream place I've always wanted to be. I mean, guys have done it, but does he do that? Let's say someplace like Orlando, or let's say someplace like Houston, or even Portland, or even Detroit. Was willing to give Obi a nice little piece of change, even though they're not that good. Does he go? But I could also see him in a trade package, in a trade deal. He helps and hurts at the same times, like Tibbs. Tibbs excites and scares at the same time. Yeah, Tibbs is yeah, Tibbs, man. He's old NBA, man. So that's where he's stuck in his ways. He's just not going to change. But like I said before, I'm gonna say it again. The addition of Johnny Bryan has really helped Tibbs because now Johnny Bryan is the voice that can speak to and get through to a lot of these young players that Tibbs doesn't have the skill set to do. He just doesn't. So Johnny Bryan helps with really getting these guys um, to the right, like, mindset. When Tibbs is saying certain things, I'm sure these kids don't understand. Like, yo, what are you talking about, right? I think Johnny Bryan helps with that. He helps, keep that line of communication open to where guys are able to talk and feel like their voice is being heard, right? But yeah, we gotta see what happens, man. We gotta see what happens. But tonight is the night, man. I can't wait. I'm chomping at the bit. I feel like I'm playing. Right? Don't you feel like you playing tonight? I feel like I'm playing tonight. I can't wait, man. I had other things going on. I said, yo, leave me alone tonight. Nobody call me, nobody nothing. I don't want no responsibilities tonight. I don't want an adult tonight. I don't want to be an adult tonight. I just want to be a fan. That's why I'm trading RJ because Obi is better. Stop, man. Only thing RJ is got over Obi is his number 3 pick. No, start Obi. No, man. No. Okay. You're not gonna start Obi over RJ. You're just not. You're not gonna do that. Obi doesn't play defense. He doesn't. He doesn't. He cannot guard the 3D wings. He cannot. He's just not good enough yet. He's still got to develop in that aspect. He's not. He hasn't given you what RJ was been able to give you over a whole season. Like, dude, Malik, you can't forget what RJ did last year. That's why he got the bag, man. Not because he's the number 3 pick, but because of how he's been playing. Obi's got to have a consistent season. Now, I know what you're gonna say. He hasn't had the minutes. That's the way the league goes sometimes, man. It's where you get drafted at. I think. See, it was crazy when Obi got drafted because I don't think the Knicks expected Randall to take the leap that he did. Remember, Obi got drafted right after Randall came here, and he didn't have that good of a season. Like he did. Like he didn't play that well. So, like the following year, Randall played out of his mind, right? So I'm just making sure I've got my timeline right. I'm just making sure. If I'm wrong, please let me know, guys. But what I'm saying is, so when they drafted Obi, it was really like on a thing of like, okay, let's see like how well he plays, and let's see what he becomes and what he does, right? Let's see what he does. No, no, no. So so basically, it was kind of like to, I don't want to say to put him in Randall's spot, but they were looking in it that way because they didn't know, they didn't know what direction Randall was going to go. Like they just didn't. They didn't know. This is just the truth, guys. So, because if I'm correct, guys, Obi came in the same draft as IQ. Am I correct? They came in together, and it was their rookie season that Randall exploded that year, right? So they were kind of looking for that, like because Obi was player of the year, so Randall exploded. So then they said, um, we can possibly have our guy here. But then when Randall playing what where he played, it kind of pushed back Obi's development. So it's just where he was drafted, how he was drafted, and how things worked out. No one, no one saw Randall playing as well as he's been playing. Like no, Randall really went to the lab and worked on his game. Nia Walker, is that how you pronounce your name? Nia or Nia? I want to make sure I'm Nia Walker. What's going on? I appreciate you coming by, man. Appreciate you coming by. If you can hit the like subscribe button, please. Appreciate you coming by. It's your first time coming by. Thank you so much. So no one saw that happening. So now with Randall's ascension and how well he's been playing, that's pushed back Obi's development. So now it's like, we got this guy here. So that's what kind of, because they're the same position, man. He's a 4. Remember in college he played down low. He played like the 5. He's not a 2 or a 3. RJ's a 2 or 3. He played wing. He played different positions. That's why when it comes to that, now you got to think of defense and who is he going to defend? That's all I'm saying. No, he does have a positive effect on us winning, and I love that about Obi Francisco. You're absolutely right, but I just think that to say get him out of here, RJ, get him out of here and put Obi in there. You got to ask yourself: is Obi ready for that? I don't know if Obi's ready for that. I think Obi's playing out of position. That's what I'm saying. They can't play him and Randall together. They can't. Obi doesn't defend it. He doesn't crash the boards. He doesn't, like, you know what I'm saying? So you have to understand he cannot defend those 3. They can't do that. They can't. It's just matchup wise. It just does not work. Because him and Randall are going to be running into each other. There is a wall in front of Obi. Agreed, man. Agreed. He's gonna probably have to go some other place, or if he's happy with where he's at, and he want, some guys are happy, man. But but yo, man, money is different. Money changes everybody's mind. So if the Knicks want to say, okay, we'll give you 30 million the next 3 seasons, we'll pay you 10 million a year. Let's just say, right? And the team is like, yo, man, we'll pay you 80, which is a lot, right? Because how much is the Knicks paying Mitch? I think they're giving Mitch what, 50 or 60 million? How much they paying Mitch? How much they paying Mitch? They're paying Mitch 60 million. Okay. 4 years, 60 million. Francisco, thank you. 60 million. Does Obi get that? Does Obi get 60 million? Do the Knicks give Obi 4 years, $60 million? Do they give that to Obi? Let's talk about it. And there's another team willing to give Obi Toppin $60 million for 4 years. You give Francisco, you're saying Obi, you give Obi 40 to 55 million? Match him. You give him the same thing he's giving Mitch, between 40 to 55 million. Or would you give him 40 million? 4 years, 40 million. I don't know if I give him the same thing you gave Mitch. That's a lot, man. All right, so let's say the Knicks give him 4 years, $40 million. Start low and see. Okay, let's say the Knicks give him 40 years, $40 million, right? Does another team give Obi $60 million? Does another team give him that? I don't think that. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying. So I'm just throwing numbers out there because we got to think about what's he going to take to keep him. What is he willing to keep? Right? Well, all that other stuff. Does he like being here? And is he okay with how he's playing? Like, is he okay with his position, or is he going to go for the bag? I think he's going to go for the bag, or if he's part of a trade deal. But do the Knicks really make a trade this year if they go pretty deep in the playoffs? Let's say the Knicks go to the second round, and let's say they push. Let's say the Knicks go to Eastern Conference Finals this year, or they go to the second round and they push the Bucks to 7 games. When we get the Heat, we're smacking the Heat. I ain't worried about that, right? So we push the Bucks to 7 games. Do we make a change this summer, or do we keep our core and grow with that? Those are different conversations, right? We got to kind of think about as when we talk about OB and all this other stuff. Okay, let me get back to some of these chats. Okay, definitely. Okay, Nia says Nia Walker. Is it Nia Walker or Nia Walker? Pronounce it, man. I don't want to say your name wrong. Let's see. I'll just say Walker. Walker says Grimes needs more touches. It looks like he just bailed out when he plays breakdown. Yeah, man. He's got to get more touches. He's got to shoot with confidence too. And then if the first shot ain't there, ball fake that and go to the rack. That's what helped his game. Like I've been noticing that. Like he goes to that Baja and he looks good. So he's got to do that. Okay, definitely Randle will go off of Allen, try to kill, word up. He's motivated by that. But you know what? Randle likes that type of stuff. He's built for that. So he's like, yeah, okay. Because I know what type of game it's going to be. He ain't got a problem with that. He ain't got a problem with physicality. He just doesn't. That's who he is. Malik, Obi already plays on the wing, and he's faster and more athletic than RJ, so he can play the 3. RJ only has a slightly better handle, but Obi the better moving off the ball. Agreed. But they do not want to play Randle and Obi out there together. There's a reason why. There's a reason why. Obi's not good defensively, man, and he does not rebound. He does not hit the glass at all. As big as he is, remember, he's bigger than RJ, but he does not rebound, man. He doesn't. He should be rebounding more. But that comes with development too, man. So I'm not knocking that. I think he can get better. But that, with his size, that's what he needs to work on. He needs to work on hitting that glass. Period. Definitely on offensive rebounds. I know not defensive too much because he likes to leak out, but he's got to work on that. He can't leak out every play because the team is going to need you to get defensive rebounds. Because if the team is jumping in offensive rebounds, all you trying to do is get an outlet so you can do a highlight dunk. He's got to get better with that. This league ain't all about highlight dunks. So that just comes with development as far as his game goes. But that's why they don't put him in. There's a reason why him and Randle don't play together. There's a reason why. If that's the case, listen, these coaches, that's their job. We have our own jobs. We do our own stuff. This is their job 24/7 to do matchups. There's a reason why he's not matching up Randle and Obi together. There's a reason why. It doesn't mesh. It just doesn't. And he knows that Obi's not a 3. He cannot defend the 3s in this league. He just cannot. He'll get cooked. And yes, RJ's not even better. But he'll probably do a little better than Obi. But then remember, too, guys, RJ's taking a dip this year. So last year, that wasn't an issue. Now that's a conversation. I get it. But I'm just saying, we wasn't talking about this last year. But it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting tonight. It's gonna be exciting tonight. Uh, I'm licking my chops, man. I'm licking my chops because I think last game was just a doozy. I think it was just I could be wrong, but I think they kind of they were sleepwalking through that game, man. Because they realized, because God, if guys listen, the first game was like easy work, man. That wasn't hard. We was winning majority of the game. We did not have a bad second quarter. So we were playing consistently. Like we had leads in that game of 8, 12. We won that game convincingly. Last game, they just had one good quarter, man. They blew us out in one quarter, and that was the ball game. But after that, we played even with them the whole game. You know what I'm saying? That's a different loss than what happened Monday. Because Monday it's a consistent beatdown. Like you just can't get over the hump because you're not better than us. They had they had a good quarter where they kind of got ahead and they can kind of coast. That's a different ball game than a team beating you the whole game with body shots. Right? It's like boxing. If a guy gets knocked out with a quick punch, right? He can kind of recover from that because he can say, yo, the guy caught me with a slick punch. But if you're getting bludgeoned for 12 rounds, that takes something off of your career, right? It does something to you because you realize the guy beat me from top to bottom. Just not better. That's what happened first game. Second game, they just caught us with a quick shot. You know what I'm saying? They kind of snuffed us. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? In the hood, we say, you snuffed me. You know what I'm saying? If anybody know what I'm talking about, you know, it's only like, oh, he snuffed me. Okay, I ain't see it coming. That's what happened in the second quarter. We got snuffed. uh, Stinking beat, as my wife's people would say in Belize. Stinking beat. What does that mean? Break it down, please. Stinking beat. I'm interested to know what that means. Yo, man, I'm enjoying talking to y'all, man. I'm enjoying talking to y'all, man. I'm getting ready for the game. That's why I love coming on and talking with you guys during this time, man. Kind of could, chop it up, kind of get ready, man, get motivated for this game. Real beatdown. Okay. Real beatdown. Stinking beat. Okay. Cool. Um, right, I got you. I got you, Francisco. So it's gonna be exciting, man. I'm excited, and I think for the players too, the players, especially the Knicks, they know like, okay, they kind of got back at us. All right, cool. Now we know what we got to do, and that's it. LeVert's not gonna go crazy. I'm not worried about that. All them guys are gonna be shook. Okoro's gonna be on the bench. Danny Green is a shell of himself. You could tell in the game he had no defensive pressure. He was just hitting wide open threes and getting lucky. Like you could tell why they're not playing him. He's not the same guy anymore. He's just not. He's been in the league a long time too, guys. So he's done. He's done. Remember, he was on all those Spurs teams. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Sorry, guys. Duty call. Sorry. Yeah, man. So it's gonna be exciting tonight, man. It's gonna be exciting. I cannot wait. I'm licking my chops. Yeah, yeah. But listen, guys. Listen. Let me get up out of here. It's nice talking to you guys. I'm definitely gonna have my show after. Try to do a live tomorrow in the morning. If not, I'll do definitely a pregame on Sunday before the game. I'm doing my show tonight. Let's get a big win tonight. Let's just take care of these clowns and get them ready. Let them know what time it is in the city, right? And that's it. All right, but I appreciate you guys coming by. I truly, truly do. Once again, I'm gonna do my show tonight and try to come back live tomorrow. If not, I'll definitely be live Sunday. All right. I'm LV Live and I'm out, people. Thank you. Let's go, Knicks. Peace.